Today we're gonna make this creamy butternut squash pasta with sausage and spinach. To get started on making this pasta dish, we're gonna first start with our butternut squash, and I'm gonna chop up all the ingredients here so that we can prep it and we'll make it on the stovetop. So for our butternut squash here, I'm gonna prep this, cut the ends. Oh my goodness, it's hard to cut this. We're gonna cut that in half. Whew. And now we're gonna peel it. So I'm cleaning this butternut squash and prepping it for this dish. But this recipe, you do have to do a little bit of prep. It's delicious, but the prep sometimes takes a little bit of time. So you can get in the market pre-cut butternut squash, and then it'll make it a little bit easier. You'll get it in cubes, and then you could cook that. Okay, so we've peeled our butternut squash. Now I'm gonna cut it, this one in half here where all the seeds are. I'm gonna scoop this out like a pumpkin, scrape this out. Okay, now we have all the seeds out and we're ready to chop it up. So we'll do it in little cubes. And we're gonna put that right into our bowl because we're gonna toss olive oil and salt and pepper so we can roast it before we make it into our sauce. So now we have our butternut squash all cut up here in our mixing bowl. And I've preheated the oven to 400 degrees. So we need about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're gonna toss them with olive oil. About a teaspoon of salt. And a half a teaspoon of pepper. We're gonna mix this to coat our butternut squash. Lay it down flat, and we're gonna pop that in the oven until they're golden brown, about 20-25 minutes. So while our butternut squash is cooking, I have water boiling on the stove to make our pasta. So I'm using bow tie pasta for this recipe. Just cook that as according to the package. And then our other ingredients we need to get ready. We have 1 onion. So you want 1 small onion. This one's big, so I'm just gonna use half. And for this recipe, we need 3 garlic cloves, but I already have minced garlic ready, so we don't need to chop that up. But if you were doing that, you could get that garlic chopped up too, so that way you have everything ready when you go to the stovetop. I'm not finely chopping this because the onions and our butternut squash is what's gonna make our sauce. So we're gonna end up blending it all together anyway, so I'm just gonna put our onion in here. And for garnish of this recipe, we're gonna use parsley, fresh parsley. So I have parsley here that I'm gonna just chop now to get it ready. Put that in the bowl. Perfect. Now we have all of our ingredients and we're ready to go to the stovetop to make our sauce. So to get started here, we're gonna actually cook our sausage before we make our sauce. So in a large skillet, I'm using a large skillet because this is where all of our ingredients are gonna end up in here. So I wanna use this skillet here, and I have 1 pound of ground sausage, Italian sausage. If you have, this one's already kind of chopped up, but if you have the links, you can also chop that up with your spoon. So our sausage is cooked, nice golden brown. So I'm gonna transfer this into a bowl. And any fat drippings from the sausage you wanna leave in the pan because that's how we're gonna cook the onions and the garlic. If there's not much fat drippings, you can add a little bit of olive oil. So I'm gonna add a little here. And now I'm gonna add the onion. We're gonna cook the onion until it's translucent. So now I'm gonna add our minced garlic to our onions. Just a couple minutes here. You could smell the beautiful aroma of the onion and the garlic. Nice golden brown color. So now our butternut squash is ready, so we're gonna put that right into our pan. So now that we've added our butternut squash with our onions and our garlic, we're gonna add the chicken broth. So I have 1 cup of chicken broth here. And our heavy cream, 1/2 cup of heavy cream. So we're gonna let this simmer together for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna blend it. So now that we've let that simmer, we're gonna use this blender here, handheld blender that I have. If you don't have one, you can carefully transfer this into a blender, but you just have to be really careful because it's hot and you wanna make sure that you blend this all together. So these handheld blenders are amazing for sauces and for soup. So if you don't have one at home, I'm gonna link the product below so you can buy it on my Amazon store. So next we're gonna add our cooked sausage back to our sauce. Mix this in. And next we're gonna add in our spinach. We have 4 cups of baby spinach. We're gonna add this, slowly cooking it in because we want it to wilt all the spinach. You'll be amazed how it looks like it's a lot of spinach. Once it wilts down, it's not gonna be a lot. Look at this amazing sauce. We have sausage, spinach, butternut squash. I love the colors. This dish, I can't wait to try it. So now our spinach is almost completely wilted into our sauce. And I have our cooked pasta right here, our bow tie pasta. So we're gonna slowly stir in all of our pasta so that it coats all over our delicious sauce. This is one hearty dish. We're gonna transfer this entire pasta dish into a serving bowl. Look at this deliciousness. This is such a hearty dish. This dish looks like, because of the colors, I would serve this throughout fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It just looks so beautiful. Or even a random Tuesday, I guess. It could be a nice dinner. You have meat, pasta, vegetables, all in one. And to garnish this dish before serving, you could do a little fresh parsley, a little grated cheese if you like. And if you want it a little spicy, you can even do a little red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna put a little bit on top for color. Beautiful. For the full recipe, visit nikkikleckis.com. And don't forget, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and check out my Amazon store. I will link where you can get that handheld blender and even these serving bowls. Enjoy.